What's up, people? Let's go. Oh shoot, I didn't even let Discord know. I should probably tell Discord, hey guys, we're live, baby. We're live. Here we go. Boom. Live? Yeah, that's right. Okay, I'm on the right. Okay, cool. We're good. There's a crazy new thing in the chat of at least number 1, number 2, number 3. That's crazy. Hey, yes, I did get a haircut. A bit too much of a haircut, if you ask me myself. They went a little short. I always fall asleep during my haircuts. I'm like, I show them a picture and I go to sleep. And then I woke up, I was like, whoa, that's, I of course said like, oh, thank you. Then I just left. Yeah, so it's very fresh summer cut, new summer cut. Exactly, David. Exactly. Thanks, guys. This number 2, number 3 thing is crazy. It's like this. There's like this ranking of like the top chatter people. That's crazy. It says Andrew Reckman is number 1, Frederick is number 2, and Roddle is 3. That's crazy. I don't even know what that's from. Event Horizon's now 3. I don't even know. It's bizarre. 1 year Kickstarter anniversary fee. Let's go. That's right. The Kickstarter was this month. 1 year ago. I mentioned that in the Kickstarter update. Hydration check. Andrew, no, I have moved away from haircuts equaling updates. So no, that's not the case. It's funny. Because I would just be a homeless person every single time. I would just have the long hair, you know what I'm saying? So yep. So, but tonight I have one story to share with you guys that is about spells, and then we're jumping right into the Q&A. So, let's freaking do it. Hold your questions for then. Any super chats that are coming through. Hey, 1 year Kickstarter matching fee. Let's go. And Jeff Chambers again gifted 10 Dungeon Coach memberships. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Jeff. I love that icon. Are you wearing a mask? What are you doing, bro? I love it. So that's how it's gonna work. But I'll talk about something that happened in my campaign. A player character died. Oh, crazy. I will not give spoilers for any. I record games. It's one of the rewards of one of the Patreon rewards is watching my home games. I ever film. There's a camera like floating up there. But one of the characters died. But due to how spellcasting works in DC20, it was the most epic revival of that player in a combat that I've ever experienced in all of TTRPG gaming, right? So here is a little sneak peek on how some things about resurrection will work in DC20. I've talked about rituals before. Resurrection will be a ritual type of situation that will need to take place, and there will be like if you're familiar with Alcanar's Almanac, Critical Role, Alcanar's Almanac, different systems where you have like offerings that other players that are still alive can offer up to help the revive go better, etc. That's true. You have a resurrection DC that starts at 10 and goes up by 2 every time you die. So that's just some of the foundations of some stuff. So a bunch of little sneak peeks right there. But Jeff Chambers says, let's go. Jeff Chambers is just the hype man, dude. Jeff Chambers, I would, if Jeff Chambers, if you were here, I'd invite you over to my house and you could stand behind me and just be like, ooh, let's go. You just be like my hype man, you know what I'm saying? Like in like a rap battle. I see you, dude. But the resurrection, that's how resurrection will work. And it's only good on people who've been dead for about a week. right? About 7 days. And then a bigger version of the spell is going to be even more difficult, and it's going to be a longer period of time, et cetera, right? So no, Coach cannot rap. That's funny though. That's Resurrection. None of my players have Resurrection. There's a city nearby that does have access to that. So they would have been able to wrap up the combat, get his body, take him back, and try and revive him, right? Go, right? That would have been possible. But one of the players has a magic item that I gave this group, because when the group was first established, there was no healer in the group, right? So I gave them a magic item that had a one-time use charge of Revivify. Revivify, if that's the name it ends up going with, Revivify is a resurrection spell, but it can only revive a target who has been dead for 1 round. Any longer than that, it cannot be, right? So whenever you have to get there within 1 round. So the character died, and then he had to get there within 1 round before his next turn came up. Crazy, right? So that was what made it so epic, is they had to try and figure out a way to get this character over here. But luckily, the character, I don't want to get into too much, but he barely made it with 1 action point to spare. Got there. Resurrection, still had to make a spell check. To beat his resurrection DC. And if that did not work, he would not have worked, and they would have had to try again. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, no, someone did not counterspell. But it worked. So that was super cool to see that in action. And that's technically the second player to die, but the first one was also revived by the necklace within 1 round. So it was actually pretty cool. So there's that. So now we'll go right into questions. Go ahead and ask your questions. Hashtag questions. Super chat step to the front of the line and deal damage to the boss, and you get your name up there. Jeff Chambers is the boss right now. Oh, I love that. It's a fun little game. Fun little mini game. And y'all are also playing a mini game with these little number 1, number 2 chatter people. Fred's now number 2. Andrew's now number 1. I don't even know how this works. I'm clicking it again. Andrew. T-Dog's number 3. People just chatting. Let's go. So I gotta, how do I close that though? Oh, I just closed all of chat. That's not good. Okay, pop the chat back out again. Okay, so ask your questions, hashtag question. I will get caught up with the super chats real quick, and then I'll dive into those questions. So Simon asks, how do level 0 monsters work for encounter budget? So that right there, anything like that, the level 0 stuff is a separate side supplement that will not be in the core rules. Level 0 will not be in the core rules. That's probably an advanced gameplay guide situation, right? So any level 0 stuff that's not like whatever it says in the actual book, you would just have to take a level 1 monster and take the level 0 monster and see how the players are budgeted down, and it would be that same amount of budget down, right? So like a -1 on everything. Maybe a level 0 monster deals 0 damage, and yes, you can deal 0 damage in DC20 because a hit would deal 0 damage, but a heavy hit would deal 1 damage, and the by 5 still work. So 0 damage based attacks do work. Lower health and all that kind of stuff. I don't have official numbers, especially off the top of my head, because everything I'm focused on working on right now is trying to get the game up to level 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So all of those numbers would have been anything that's in the actual supplemental material that was like the playtest material. That's why you haven't seen any like official things on level 0 monsters in that aspect, because that is the supplemental playtest material for the level 0 and novice players and all that kind of stuff. So that's what that comes from. And then Brandon again with the 50 Dungeon Coach gifted memberships. Let's go. Dang, dude. Dang. That is wild. I feel like it's just crazy. Not only that you did, but do that, but you just keep doing that. It's wild, man. It's wild. And if y'all didn't know, I'm going to be doing a in-person play DC20 with Bardic Aggravation, their whole crew. So stay tuned for that. There's some things brewing in the works there. But yeah, there's that. And then thanks, dude. Rex Room. Will there be anything akin to reincarnation in DC20? I always found that spell fascinating since it brings them back with some level of consequence. Absolutely. I want to have versions of Resurrection a potential resurrection where they resurrect into an undead, a potential resurrection where they resurrect a different body, a different ancestry, a different like, whoa, it's crazy. You need to find a different body, then they inhabit that body. Like, I wanted to get some crazy stuff possible out there. Will that be in the core rules? I don't know. Don't know if it's going to be in the core rules. I want to reserve some of the more wild stuff in expansion content for lots of different reasons, but we're not here to talk about those reasons unless somebody specifically asks a question about that, I guess. But there you go. And then Jekyll Geek, my players just long rested in front of a necromancer boss. Yeesh. What? How would handle them doing that, and what should I of the later half of the session? What should I do on the latter half of the session? Well, first of all, if you're literally saying it's in front of a necromancer boss, they wouldn't long rest. You know what I'm saying? If there's a necromancer boss, like if they're right outside his chambers, you just fight him outside the chambers. This is like a bit more of a game master type question because this transcends DC20. This is just running a game. There's no chance that my players are going to rest right in front of a necromancer boss. They could retreat or creatively find a room that makes sense, and maybe I would have them do like a skill challenge, which is another cool things you can do in DC20 to make this happen easier. But I would like, all right, you guys are gonna have to find a room, and when you find that room, you're gonna have to, if you guys want a long rest, y'all are gonna have to work for it. This is gonna be a skill challenge. Find a room, tell me how you're doing this, what checks are you guys doing to make sure that y'all are safe, and and they would have to hit it, and I would decide a DC, and that DC would literally be a gut instinct. You could compare it to the DC of the encounter of the necromancer and have it be the same. Or if you think it's harder, have it be more, have it be less, whatever. I would set a DC, and they would need to hit that many a number of players' success points, maybe even one more because it's crazy. And they would have to hit that. And if you can hit that, you can long rest. If not, you're not long resting. Right? You know what I'm saying? And then what that not long rest might look like would be skeletons just start spawning, just constantly just start breaking out of the ground where they're at. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. I hope that helps, but it's kind of like a retrospective advice. So there's that. I hope that helps, Jekyll Geek. And then Baron Brendan. It's a tongue twister every time. How is everyone tonight? Asking you guys how y'all are doing. Also looking forward to seeing some epic spells. In the meantime, I'm just grinding Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Oh my gosh. A great video game. I want to do a campaign of Claire Obscure. I called it too. I'm not going to spoil anything. No spoilers, but I called it. Just for the record, I called it. But love that game. Great game. 10 out of 10. I did not play it. I don't have the time to play it, really. I just watched playthroughs on my third screen as I'm doing DC20 stuff. But yeah, very, very good. Very good. And looking forward to see some epic spells. I had some inspiration for some spells from watching Claire Obscure too. Thanks, dude. Liam, list of modular skill challenges that can be plugged into any adventure. Thoughts? Yes. Skill challenges, skill challenge mock-ups, skill challenge templates, skill challenge examples, all in the advanced gameplay guide. Yes, Liam, I got you. And then Kyle, no question, just amazingly grateful for DC20. Oh my God. And oh my God, thank you, Coach, for a 38-page DC20. And oh my God, thank you, Coach, for a 38-page DC20 magazine. It was a nice update for a monster. Great job. If y'all are not aware, Kyle, not only is Kyle super chatting with no question, he's also just being a hype man for the magazine. Oh, I guess y'all can't see it there. Oh, that's the wrong version. There we go. The magazine, DC20 magazine, beta bestiary. It's a doozy. It's a doozy. We got lots of pages. You can see them all right here. Blah, 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 monsters and all the updates of this and that. A whole section of how to make monsters, monster categories, monster types, monster roles, if you want to call them that. And then a bunch of different monsters, creature encounters, bang, bang, bang. So yeah, that is the DC20 magazine. All patrons get that every single month. Heck yeah, dude. Appreciate you for your appreciation, brother. Thanks, Kyle. And then Wheeler with the random, Wheeler, you $36.66. I see what you did there. Happy to hear Mr. Rex praising the customizability of DC20. that aspect is why I fell in love with DC20 above all else. Let's go. Thank you. Yeah, it was really cool to see all of the DC all the YouTubers in that game have such high praise for DC20 before we like creating characters during the game, after the game, all that stuff. That was super cool. So appreciate you, dude. Yeah, it was awesome. Glad to see others just love the game up, so like you guys have as well. So heck yeah. Ignis, Coach, I am the guy who almost killed his party with the collector demon last week. Managed to change things up and made them fight harpies on a high-speed chase on the celestial highways. DC20 Mag 12 is the best one yet. You guys, thanks guys. Hope you're doing good and can't wait for 0.10. Thanks dude. That's heck yeah. Collector demon. I almost killed everyone. I remember dude. Good save. Rex Room, what's the most out there niche idea you want to add to DC20 someday? Something that would never make the core rules, but you think would just be fun. What a cool question. What's something wild that I want to add to the game? First thing that popped in my head is mass combat, but I've done that in Alkinner's Almanac, so that's not necessarily wild. I want to do wild magic subclasses for every single class in the game. I want the bard one to be like a gambling type of thing where it's just like all like you roll dice and if they match numbers or highs and lows and all, I mean, everything will be just like a little mini game. So that would be my answer, is to do a wild magic subclass for every single class in the game, which is cool, which shouldn't have surprised people who've been here for a while, but there you go. All right, so let's hit these. Let's get these questions. I'm caught up on super chats now. First question from today. First question is, there we go. Event Horizon. Do you think that level 0 monsters fill the niche for CR1 half and are going to convert upcoming monsters manual to DC20? In general, I guess in general, it would be like the little mook creatures. We haven't. We'll see what we end up publishing, but a level 1 monster is the same as a level 1 player. So level half monsters, in a perfect world, a one level 1 character should be able to take on 2 half CR monsters. You know what I'm saying? Like 1 half CR monsters and another 1 half, right? Is how that should look. So will there be a lot of 1/8 and 0 and all this other kind of stuff? I don't think there'll be a lot of them, but they will be just weak monsters that you can put in everywhere, blah, 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 blah. But it'll also, I would rather have a template type thing that you could apply to any monster and turn it into, you know what I'm saying? If you wanted to, I want to be able to, if we do it right, like we're planning on, I want to be able to have a system of monster CR where it's, this monster's level 5 and I want it to be level 1. You just can type situation, right? So minions, yes, will also be another thing like that, and have it be a level 1 but be a minion, or it be level 1 but die in 1 hit, be level 1 but die in 1 hit, like it dies in 1 hit, -1 base damage, you know what I'm saying? Like you can do stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? But that would be the best solution right there, right? So there's that. I hope that answers your question, but that's the goal. And then Simon, I got that right there. I answered Simon's question. Mini Warlord says update hunted for 0.9.5. Yes, that should be done in the next month. The monster starter pack and the hunted should be re-released this month, which I'm going to make a note of. I'm going to make a note to poke the team on that right now, again, because we talked about that. Oops, that's why is that way down there? Update PDF with monsters, right? It's already in the works. That's what that, so my note is not to do that because it's already done, because if it wasn't done now, it would be much longer than 1 month. But that would be something that should be coming out very, very soon, right? So heck yeah. Vapor Light, is Dark Vision nerfed? Any updates on backgrounds? So Dark Vision, my new stance on Dark Vision, just for the record, Dark Vision has no plans to be changed unless we make spells with magical darkness and it starts to become too powerful, right? Because I think right now, and I actually had hydration check. Thank you, Fred. From playing with a shadow sorcerer, he sits right here at the table, who casts magical darkness on things. I love where Dark Vision's at right now. We will see what that looks like later. But I want to have a game where dark vision matters. I want to have a game where dark vision matters. And right now it does matter. And if we nerf it, it might not matter. So that's the update there. And then any update on backgrounds. Backgrounds will be one of the last features added to DC20. It'll be one of the last features added because backgrounds may or may not involve the other pillars of the game. I think that'd be a really cool way to do backgrounds, is not have them be all combat focused. I don't want them to be combat focused at all. So we need to finish every aspect of the game, and then backgrounds could be a really cool boost to your character in other pillars of the game, right? And then Liam says, are legendary monsters the strongest monsters in the game, or will there be stronger levels of monsters, mythic monsters? Right now, legendary are the strongest. Legendary, I think legendary apex would be the two keywords there. Meaning it would be a legendary monster with apex action and all the kit and caboodle of everything added in there. So currently right now, legendary is the biggest. We might have a key tag of like boss. So legendary boss apex, maybe that's the whole situation, right? But they're going to be more so like tagged things like that. And that would be like the super mega ultimate, you know? But yeah, hopefully that answers that question. Mythic. I see that in my head, mythic is below legendary, and legendary is like the one, you know what I'm saying? And then Wheeler, how fortuitous! I need Wild Magic Monk in my for this Sunday. I'll buy it from you, Wheeler. I don't have that right now. It would be irresponsible of me to be making a Wild Magic Monk subclass. You know what I'm saying? Right now, while the game's not even done. Oh, Dragonhorde has a question. Hydration check. Thank you, my dude. Thank you. Always needed. Joe M, nice haircut, and thanks for the monsters. Just in time. Whew. Thanks, bro. Thanks for the... Yeah. It's super clean. Yeah, I'm not having to, like, do that whole thing with it. You know what I'm saying? But I used to have... Y'all, I don't know if I've shown this on stream before. I used to have shaggy hair, like, down to here. Like I was like surfer shaggy mode, like for the majority of my young adult life, in like high school and college, and I just had long shaggy hair. So this is way different. But thanks, bro. And then okay, cool, sweet. Now what else we got? Jake the Beast. Can you say your favorite spell or type of spells you've worked on in the update so far? Super cool. My favorite spells have been the spells that span across different themes. So like levitation, for example. Levitation, something like floating in place. Levitation can be a transmutation type of thing where you're granting someone the ability to fly, but the baby version of flying is levitation. So you can like grant them the ability to fly, or I guess levitate in this example. Gravity. What if there's a gravity version where it's like you alter gravity for them and that's why they're levitating? What if it's wind and you're like an elemental bender and the wind's floating them in that way? Or what if you're telekinesis and you're lifting them with your mind? Levitation in DC20 can be so freaking cool, and having spells that kind of like dip and dabble in multiple different flavors is going to be amazing in DC20. So love that. And I love that type of question. That's a great question. Man, y'all are killing it on these, the quality of questions right now. It's making my brain tingle. That might sound weird, but that's what it feels. Kyle just says bravo. Kyle's just hype. Kyle's hyping up. Kyle and Jeff Chambers are just hype. Is it a little corgi? It's a little corgi dog. I love corgis. And then Rashad Sama. Will you ever incorporate firearms? Yes. Not in the core rules. Absolutely not in the core rules. It's full stop. But in the Artificer update that also has the Warforged ancestry and the Artificer class, crafting system, etc., firearms will be in that. And it's going to be a really easy addition to firearms. Just saying, I think it's going to be super cool weapon properties. Awesome, done. So there you go. I got you. Liam, be mythic. I was referring to D&D Theros mechanic. I know what you're talking about. Where after monsters dies, it comes back in a stronger form like a phase 2 boss fight. Yeah. Monsters will straight up have that. A mythic monster, like there could be some sort of template, like a boss monster template would be the version in DC20 of that, where there'd be a boss monster template, and there's like a list of boons for bosses, like boss boons, and you have a list of, and one of them might be like revives and just have a list of like cool things you could add to any monster, like revives as a zombie version, or catches on fire or whatever. There could be a lot of different things for like multi-phase fights, but that's already going to be a thing in DC20 on the core aspect of that, like having these 2-phase boss fight type things. Those are freaking epic. Y'all should see my oral from the Ice Spire, Ice Peak, Ice Talon, Frigid Frozen, the Ice Adventure for Dungeons and Dragons. 10 Towns, Ice Spire Peak. What is it, y'all? Oh, I have to know. I can't even keep talking until I know it. Icewind Dale. Thank you, Roddy. Yeah, Icewind Dale. Yep. I made a super mega awesome ultra like version of that fight, and one of my patrons ran it. Amazing. It was so cool. I love that type of stuff. Heck yeah. And then Simon Richard, I'm sick, so sleep time. Let me know if I won. I got you, Simon. I got you. Thanks, dude. Jekyll Geek, I'm listening to Patreon campaign. I feel due to excellence of gremlins, there needs to be a spell to conjure pie. If y'all, that's actually a really deep inside joke right there to my own home campaign. There was a gremlin village that they had to rescue, and the gremlins love to prank, and the gremlins and the little gremlins in this village love to prank people, and they prank them with pie. So that is awesome. That is awesome. So thank you, Jekyll Geek, for that. That's funny. And then wolves, what's up, wolves? Wild magic druid, you have my attention. My wolfkin druid awaits the day it can wield wild nature magic. Hey, that's super cool. Oh man, wild magic druid is just shapeshifting into random animals constantly. I'm just kidding. There's a lot of different ways you can go with that. Nature, constantly shifting, changing, decaying, growing. Who knows? Lunar Vandross, have you considered a more loose system for skills? The best ever is 13th Age. So much more fun than D&D or anything. Thanks so much. Considered a more loose skills system. I don't know. So here's one thing. This gets into a big question. This is the type of concept. I'm talking at a panel at Gen Con. I'll be at Gen Con, and I'm doing a panel the first day at one of the game design academy they put me on. This type of question is a great question. I would love to talk about in more depth and like this type of thing, but this is such I usually don't like to go and talk about specific crunchy game design stuff in a live stream. The average person I don't think likes to hear all of that crunch, but my 2 cents on that after hydration technique is certain games should have certain mechanics and a certain feel or a vibe or a protocol of rules, a vibe of rules, if that makes sense. And those, if you take your favorite rule from one game and inject it into another, it might not fit the vibe or the feel or the balance of that game, right? So I think there needs to be the skill system the way it is because skill challenges are a thing. You'll see other aspects of the game as far as them interconnecting in different ways. Getting a familiar feel to what we're used to from 5e and that type of thing where you have skills and you're good at them and it feels comfortable to go from 5th edition to DC20, and that's not some sort of big jarring thing. I've made huge leaps in different aspects of the game. I love the where skills are at. So that's why I don't necessarily see that. I would have to look into 13th Age. Somebody remind me about 13th Age. One of my moderators, not that nobody, don't put that. My moderators send me a message about 13th Age. I'll put it on my list of, my watch list. You know what I'm saying? But there's my little 2 cents on that. So super cool. Really excited to see what this system is in the first place. And then Rex Room. Artificers often get banned in D&D due to it being too tech-based. Have you put any thought into making artificers more wildly accessible? Oh, absolutely. I don't want to speak too much on artificers right now, but artificers are going to be able to create magic items. Whether you are a tech artificer and you're literally like Iron Man, like freaking tech making stuff like that, cool, that's your flavor. Or you're an enchanter. You're a literal enchanter like you would see at any sort of magic enchanting shop. And you are an enchanter and you have magic and you just imbue weapons with magic. And you're just a spellcaster that shoots them into magic items. That's not tech-based at all. And you can absolutely do that. And then there's also the vibe of the alchemy, like an alchemist. It should also be like, oh, it's an alchemist and they make all these different things. And then you have magical properties on stuff, whether it be a potion or it be whatever, right? So yeah, that's all going to be accounted for because I don't have a tech-based campaign, just like I said, why I don't include firearms. But there you go. And then Kyle, what's up, Kyle? Again, Kyle, let's go. Last session, we got an individual lapel mics. Let's go, and have audio guy with now just, oh, let's go. Y'all are getting professional over there. In the Croaker's Kingdom, the party, 5 PCs, defeated 19 summoned skeletons and accidentally took out the farms. 19 summoned skeletons. Do we have any AoE magic? Did we have AoE magic going on? Did we use it? Did we use the sweep maneuver? Did we use the sweep maneuver? Right? Did we whirlwind? What are we doing? What are we doing over there? How do we take out 19? That's epic, dude. Epic. Let's go. Will dark vision still require a light source? That's another, as far as dark vision goes, in general, that part is still up in the air as far as if it will need a light source or not. I'm fine right now either way with that aspect of it. I'm fine if we say, no, you just have dark vision, or no, you need a light source in some way. But my answer to that question right now is you need a light source. So dark vision is, if it's pitch black and there's literally no source of light in the room, then it's done. You can't see. There's, you know what I'm saying? Even if you were a cat, and you're in pitch black, whatever. Yeah. So my answer to that right now, that's a lever that's not set in stone right now. But if I had to answer that right now, how the rules are right now with it, you would need a source of light in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. So hopefully, maybe that alone might make you feel better there, Vapor Light. And then, again, perfect name to be asking the right questions, you know what I'm saying? My group is using DC20 for an amphibious campaign. Wait, Animorphs? Animorphs! Y'all saw my literal visceral body reaction to that. Animorphs? Hell yeah. My group's using, oh my gosh, Animorphs. Are they all druids? Oh my God. Are they all druids? Or did you as the game master just let them choose any class they want and then they just got a wild form? You can absolutely do that. That's crazy. Or did they choose Beastborn traits? That's so cool. Oh my God, Skeletor. That's so cool. And then Kyle, also coach, what video camera do you recommend? I have a Sony V100. It can stay on for a long time. That's also what that one is back there. It's the same thing. I will forget to turn it off sometimes and it's just on for 24 hours and it's fine. It doesn't overheat. It doesn't overheat as long as you change some setting. I don't know what that setting is, but as long as you change some sort of setting, it's absolutely amazing. So Sony V100, I think it's in my Amazon shop. If you go to like oh God, that's like 5 years old. If you go to the link in my description, there's like an Amazon shop link and there's like things that I use in there. I think it's in there. I don't know. That's been a long time. But there you go, bro. Jared, does heavy/brutal apply to spell checks that target AD? Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Anything that deals damage, unless it says otherwise, benefits from heavy brutal. Yep. I got you, Jared. Liam, how DC20 will handle layer actions and legendary resistances better than D&D? So right now, layer actions, if you've watched the pointy hat thing, layer actions are going to be something that happens. There's kind of up in the air, or we can call them something different. But monsters with layer actions will have something that happens on a different initiative other than the monster's own initiative, like a certain thing that happens, or a list of choices of things that happen at like a normal layer action that you're used to. There's also the battlefield action type situation from the pointy hat example. I literally do that in the live play that releases next week. of the game. You just saw the YouTuber video I posted this week. The gameplay of that is hopefully airing a week from now, or a Monday, on this coming Monday. And you'll see one of the creatures has a layer action like that, that is a battlefield action instead of a layer action. And the legendary resistances is not a thing right now, but it is going to be one of the tools, like the boss boon type things that we give people, that is not going to work like you just, oh, they succeed. I don't really like that. I think there could be much cooler ways to handle stuff like that, right? Is there an update on Demiplane? The one thing I'll say the goal. I'll say the goal. The goal is for DC20 to be available on Demiplane before Gen Con. That's the goal. Now, do we hit that goal? Can I help them hit that? There's nothing I can do. My hands are tied. But they're working on it hard. And another cool update. The head of Demiplane reached out last week and asked for all the art assets. And I have all the art assets for every single ancestry, every single class, and every single subclass have now been finished. And they'll actually, asterisk, the last one being worked on right now is Beastborn, but I just got all the sketches in today from Beastborn. So super cool. I had the patrons vote on what kind of beasts will be represented in the Beastborn ancestries. Worldly wants some art sneak peeks. Hi, please give us monk unarmed strikes weapon styles. Monk unarmed strikes. Aimless. That's actually that is on the docket. I'll say that much. Aimless. That is on the docket of something to continue to look into as far as monks and their weapons. Absolutely. So stay tuned for that. Luis, thoughts on victory points from MC? Oh yeah. In general, I don't like them. I think it is a complete, kind of like I referenced earlier, it's a completely different way to play. I absolutely love you have resources, you're spending them, and then you are out of them, and that what are we gonna do with these amount of resources? We're gonna have this kind of we don't have as much of this, and we have to really and you squeak through, and we got it. We got worn down, we got beat down, and we did it, right? Cool, I love that. And I also love to be able to have a combat where I know that my, kind of like we referenced at the top of the session, the top of the live stream, is I also know that sometimes, a lot of times, it feels best to just like, okay, cool, long rest, fully recovered, let's go fight the BBEG, right? And then you have this big epic throwdown, right? I love that. Victory points just throw a huge wrench into how I even just view running the game. Like now, for victory points, if like this creates this, I'm not trying to hate on MCDMs. There's lots of cool stuff that they're doing. This is just my opinion on it. Just same way with Daggerheart, same way with D&D, everything like that. I'm just giving you my game design philosophy on why I don't like the victory points. Because now, if players want victory points, they would have to get victory points. So now I feel obligated to give out victory points so that they have these things that use their characters. I also need to learn a bit more about Full Draw Steel, but I believe that your character has certain things that come online and they get fueled with victory points. Like when you have victory points, you can do more cool things. So now it's like you're taking away, it would be like if we took all the characters in DC20 and be like, okay, I'm going to take away some mana, I'm going to take away some abilities. You don't get these unless you get victory points. And now I'm going to give them to you. So now what is your baseline is below par. Like your baseline with no victory points, you have some things you can't do. So now if you want to fight the big boss monster, I have to throw things in front of them to have these little victory point accomplishes, which then it gets into this weird thing where they're like losing resources with like certain aspects of the game. Like you're losing health, or you're losing mana, or losing whatever. And there's certain things that you're losing resources of as you get worn down, but then you're gaining victory points, which is this, I don't know. I just don't like that. There's two different things happening, and it's just real hard to, it makes me worried for game masters to have to wrap their heads around victory points in that way. You know what I'm saying? So that's as much as I'll speak on it right now. I would want to really learn more about Draw Steel before I make any more claims and stuff like that, right? So heck yeah. And then let me, oh my gosh, let me get caught up. Aimless, I got you on that one. Shamaldi, Shalmdi. Hi, coach. Great game so far. Thank you, dude. One thing, conditions. Any chance to cut some? Too many ways to take a turn. Stun 2 could replace incapacitate, etc. Conditions are I will say, on the docket. I'm very honest whenever you guys ask questions about things. I never will be like, oh yeah, we're looking into that. If we're not, I absolutely be like, no, that's not on the radar. But I hear what you're saying. And maybe it becomes on the radar after the comment. But right now, that is something on the radar as far as conditions. We just changed conditions to unnest them from each other, which I think is the first step in doing what you're talking about. And then we'll start to look for replacing. But right now, if you think about creating a game, we want to have levers and tools and things to play with. We want to have a lot of toys. And then we take away the toys that aren't played with as much, or try and condense, you know what I'm saying? Instead of cutting out the toys, be like, all right, play with less things. And then it's just less data and less, you know what I'm saying? So we want to have everything we possibly can right now. And then we'll trim and pare and prune and all that kind of stuff if that's needed in that way, right? And I'll also say, there are some things that are looking to be kind of simplified and trimmed back and peeled back a little bit, which you will see in not next week's, but next week's video that we talk about with the other YouTubers in the post-game recap. But anyway, Craig, if a character has secondary arms, can they use a regular arm and a secondary arm to wield two-handed weapons? No. Should unkillable PCs be level 10? What? Should unkillable NPCs be level 10? Unkillable NPCs. That's interesting. Level 10, players can get to level 10, so they shouldn't be unkillable. You can make them level 30. DC20 goes to level 20. So theoretically, if you have a level 20 NPC, they could be killable. I don't know what you're referencing with the unkillable aspect of that. If you want them to be unkillable, are they a god or something? You know what I'm saying? Like, are they that level of, so that's a much more bigger depth there to that question. But secondary arms actually came up today. Shoot, do I have it pulled up right now? It'd be super clutch if I had it pulled up right now. No, maybe I could go back. No, I don't. No. Oh, no. You know what? I do. Silver in our dev channel. Silver in the dev channel. Here we go. Scrolling up. No, it was Game Dev 2 channel. Scrolling up. That is the link. There's the link. All right, here we go. And there it is. All right. So here's what we actually just made a change in 0.10 for this. So secondary arms. I'm going to read the new secondary arms from 0.10. Check that out. Y'all getting a cool sneak peek here. You have two slightly smaller secondary arms below your primary pair of arms. They function just like your primary arms, but they can't wield weapons with the heavy property. They can't wield spell focuses or shields. Whoosh, right? So there's that. There we go. Wait, why is that red? Okay, there's some. Yeah. So anyway, there's that. And I think that answers that full question. Yeah, and then we talked about the other part. There you go. Liam, with Dragonborn, should we have an option to spend points to get a second Draconic origin, be a fire and ice dragon? I would say that's flavor. But you're saying you want to take another breath, take another type of breath. That's interesting. I don't know if the lore would support that. In my head right now, Dragon Canon, you have one type of breath. I don't know if I'd want, you could homebrew if you know what I'm saying, but a dragon has one kind of breath, even biologically, whatever is there in their throat to make and produce the breath, to change that and have it be fire or ice. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That I'm gonna have to chew on that one. More so than just a question in a live stream. You know what I'm saying? But if I was a game master and somebody wanted to do this and they wanted to be some super magic dragon like that, they'd be like, okay, cool. Just spend the points again, right? Buy the feature again, right? Done. And there's that. And then there's Liam. And then Benny Tubals. How far along do you think the system will be by year's end? Year's end? You mean like this year or a year from now, right? Not like for Hard Days, just ballpark. So my estimation is the game is done 1 year from now. And at the end of this year, my estimate for spells has been about 4 or 5 months. So 6, 4, so like October, no, hopefully by October. My birthday is October 29th. I hope for my birthday, I have .10 out by then. I hope, right? So there's that. And then also cool thing about spells on the docket, this is the most open that my plate has been for making spells. I keep having things about Gen Con. I'm doing a speech on Gen Con, so I had to, or a presentation. I'm doing a 2-hour talk at Gen Con, so I had to like prepare for that. And then I had this YouTuber one shot. We had to prepare for that, and I had to make this different things with the adventure that revolves around that to be able to convert it, not convert, I guess, but update it to then run it. And there's a whole full adventure for that I've been working on. And then there's also another one shot that Zipper on Disney, if you're familiar with who that is, that we're working on. So there's been a lot of different stuff, but all of those things are now done. And then now I'm like, hey, check this out. And I'm super ready to dial up the spell machine even further, throw some fire into that, right? So hopefully that answers your question, Biney. There you go. Cool. And then, okay, cool. I go back to the questions. All right, let's see. I left the chat. There we go. Back to the penguin. For the record, oh wait, no, my moderators put a penguin on all of the questions that I've been answering. So that's I can click it. Is that what you want me to do? That's cool. So there's a penguin reaction emoji thing that I'm going through here. Anyway, Brittle Actual Magnetic Dave. Wait. Okay, firearms. Okay. Magnetic Dave, is breaking free from a grapple always an opposed contest role? I have a PC in my game that once he grabs you, there is no escape. He has a build to the max. How do I work with this as a GM? Welcome, my friend. Welcome. So that character has made a build. I had Disney question. Answer the Disney question. What Disney question? Did I miss a super chat about Disney? Skills unkillable, Shamaldi, aimless, Demiplane. Did I miss a question about Disney? Somebody saying I missed a question. I hate missing questions. It's my least favorite thing ever. Did I miss a question? Let me know. Answer the Disney question. I don't know. Question. Okay, cool. I had the exact same character. Oh, Zipper on Disney. Oh, Zipper on Disney is making a one-shot and making the starter adventure for DC20, and we've been working a lot on that. So much really cool stuff is happening on that. I can't wait to share with you guys. But that's all that is. There's going to be a Zipper on Disney before writing the starter adventure, which is a full-blown adventure. The Lost Mines of Phandelver for D&D. This is the Curse of Wolf's Peak is going to be that for DC20, right? So before Zipron writes that, he's going to write a one shot, and we're working on that, and that's going to be coming out soon. So there's that. Back to the question though of contested roles. I had a character. He sat over here. His name was Rook. He was a monk, and he was a grapple machine, ancestries, throws, powerful build. He was all about grapples and his whole thing, mantis stance from the monk and all this kind of stuff, right? So yep, is that on our radar to like make sure that we don't have too many stackies so where this has just become a problem? It's on the radar, but saying from literal first experience running 20 something sessions now with that character who actually was killed off purposely because the player wanted to switch characters, whole nother topic right there. But the grapple is fine, right? I had no problems with it because that's the way they want to play. That's the way they want to play. They want to grapple people and throw them around. Cool. Let them do it. It was epic and sick. Did I make sure to throw some large enemies in there? Yeah. So my advice to you is, first of all, don't step on their toes on purpose. They are building a character because they want to play this way. Just like if a character wanted to have a big, huge sword and swing it, you wouldn't be like, wait a second, I'm going to create something that stops them from swinging that sword, right? whoa. They're playing the way they want. They're having a blast. Let them keep having a blast, right? But you're gonna have to accept that, like, yeah, they're gonna have some characters that would just get grappled and messed up, like, and that's awesome. The characters playing the way they want to, right? But I will say I had that in the back of my mind, and sometimes every once in a while I would throw in larger brute type people who would be similarly matched up. So now it's a 1-to-1 roll. You know what I'm saying? I had a Grackle. Grackle is like a, do I have the mini for it? No. Grackle is like a flying deer bear monster, right? And these Grackles were attacking them, and they would like hook them in their antlers and try and rip them apart and fly in different directions. It was epic battle of like, he like grappled 2 of them and they were the same, and he was like about to get pulled apart. It was so cool. So cool. So it has led to great moments at the table. And there's times where I challenge it to where I throw down a creature of the same size, dare I say 1 size larger, etc. Right. But yeah, there you go. Right. And then, yes, of course, teleport and other things like that. You can bypass and get out of there in that way as well. But yeah. So there's, where I think was there a question? Did I miss? Oh, whoa. Hold up. Wait a second. Binding. Okay, no, it's the same thing. Okay, cool. Cool. And so now we're going to get into overtime. And I'm going to try and go answer a bunch of questions as fast as I can. I'm sure you would rather me have some kind of answer to your question than not answer it at all. So I hate doing this, but I'm going to do as fast as I can, which means I can't talk as long about your question specifically, which I really like to give full elaborate answers, but I'm going to work on this. Pete F, any plans for swarm of critters and their effects? Yes, a group of penguins is called a waddle. No, it's not. No way a group of penguins is called a waddle. That's ridiculous and adorable. And then Ignis, I see there's a retracted there's a retracted message. You super chatted and retracted it. What? What's up? What's going on, Ignis? Yes, there is going to be swarm effects where a creature has a certain amount of defense that goes down, or possibly up, which I could get into that because there's less of them. They're harder to hit. The damage gets less and less as the health pool drops and stuff like that. So yeah, that's absolutely going to be a thing for sure. So super speed round, and then. Say something in the chat. In the future update, we'll be able to mount big creatures. Yeah, absolutely. There will be mounting large creatures. You can mount a creature. In fact, even kind of right now, you can do that. If you grapple a creature that's 2 sizes larger than you, you don't grapple it. You just grab onto it, and you are grappled onto it. You've mounted it, right? So there's that. And then Bridgman Actual. Question, maybe I missed it in the rules, but the way I read it is medicine checks without first aid kit just stops bleeding. If you have a player that's at 0 HP, how do we mechanically help them? If they're at 0 HP, are you talking about with no magic? Is that what you're talking about? So I'm assuming I'm going to assume no magic because you can't really answer my question right now. So I'm going to see this question. I'll say this is one of the things on .10. So I'm going to the .10 master of where things are at right now. And then let me see medicine. Medicine. There we go. Because we are in making spells and healing spells and all that kind of stuff. We want to see what the biggest powerful heal is, but then we want to go all the way down to close wounds, like this cantrip heal, and then we also want to go down to medicine, right? So medicine currently, you spend 1 action point to touch a creature, DC 10 medicine check, and you end the bleeding on the target. Success 5, you end 1 additional stack of bleeding on the target. So that's just baseline medicine. And then actually, hold up, we should go to equipment to get the full picture. We need to go to equipment for first aid. Boom. First aid kit. There we go. Treat wounds. You treat a bloodied creature's wounds. There we go. You treat a bloodied creature's wounds. Make a DC 10 medicine check. On a success, the target regains 1 HP. Success each 5, 1 more higher than that. On a bloodied creature. There you go. That's the answer. And that's what it is currently. That's what it is currently in 9.5, right? If the creature is bloodied. First aid kits only work on creatures that are bloodied, below half HP, etc. And then each 5 heals by 1, etc. So you can patch up the wounds, but you can't heal the full, right? That's the whole concept there. But we want to make medicine checks useful, right? So there's that. And then that was Bridgman actual. There we go. Okay, cool. That was not a very good fast. I'm still not doing very good at the whole speed thing. So overtime go. Crankinator question: spellcaster that likes a monk doesn't use spell focus is spell focus. What? Spellcaster that's like a monk that doesn't use spell focus or focuses. I'm confused. I'm confused what you mean. I'm confused at what the question is. Spellcaster that, like a monk, doesn't use spell focus or spell focuses. Oh, sorcerer. There's a new possible update to the sorcerer after the spell focus is released, where the sorcerer becomes a spell focus themselves. Ooh, interesting. And there's a talent for that, and plus sorcerer potentially as a change to the sorcerer and something cool like that, right? I see what you're saying now. Ironside question: does a barbarian with unfathomable strength gain versatile +2 if wielding weapon in both hands? Currently no. That's not what happens, but I could absolutely see a fair homebrew ruling of that right now, and that is on the docket. It's literally something I've written out because my other player right here is a barbarian with that exact feature, and he gets plenty of mileage out of his whole dual wielding two-handers thing. He gets plenty of mileage out of it, but I do not do the versatile property with him, and it feels fine. From my perspective and his perspective, it's pretty valuable enough already. So there's that. But I absolutely could see that being a potential because I want people to have a two-hander fantasy. And if that's what they want to wield, one big two-hander, I want to be able to play into that. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. And Chad Geralty, what surprised you from running things with the YouTubers? Some mod you hadn't considered. And this is a good thing. I was waiting for it, but nothing went wrong. There was no breaking of the game, and these are some good. There are two of them do nothing but make videos and they have to do plenty more than that. They have a ton of time making videos to all the different ways you can break D&D. They did not break DC20, and that is not a slight against them. They optimized amazingly, and they made amazing characters, and they had amazing turns. You'll see it next week. They crushed it. They were a true all-star team assembled. The Avengers of characters they made. It was super epic, but nothing was broken and busted and wild. So there's no complaints there. So that it went super well. They even tried to do something that was like they taunted two creatures, or two different people taunted one creature, right? So like, okay, cool. That works, and that's fine, right? And that we even just in 9.5 addressed how that works, and it feels super fair and balanced. So cool done, right? And then the last question is from Penguin Love. Says, would you add more types of math skills to the game? I'm thinking of the setting using a TTRPG for homeschooling, so adding in more types of operations or even algebra topics. As a math teacher myself, former math teacher, I guess, I don't think that would be a good goal for DC20 to have. I think there's a lot of math that goes on, especially if you want to think about, if you want to add Penguin Love, if you want to add math to them as far as algebra, give your players, this is kind of a crazy place I'm going in my head right now. Give your players vulnerable 1, vulnerable 2, vulnerable 3, vulnerable double. Give them resistance 1, resistance 2, resistance 3, or resistance half, and let them do the PEMDAS type situation of the order of operations of how much damage they would take, because they're like, okay, I dealt this much damage and that much damage, but then it's vulnerable, but it takes extra fire damage. So you do this first, then that. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? That's the place you could be playing around with algebra things there. As far as adding more math, as far as skills go, there's engineering in DC20 now, and you can also come up with your own trade and or things like that as far as whatever math type questions are concerned. And then cool, there we go. So there's the giveaway. Here we go. Y'all have been saying something in the chat, and here comes the winner. Winner. This is going to be a DC20 core rules and monster starter pack giveaway. If you already have it, you get an upgrade. If you back the Kickstarter, you get another upgrade. It's going to be super cool. Here's the winner. Boom. Winner. Here we go. What do we got? We got cool beans. Butter beans. Oh, and the winner is Evan Basnall. Let's go, Evan Basnall. That's a familiar name right there. Let's go. Evan Basnall. Message a moderator. Oh my gosh. I want to see the chat, people. Message a moderator. Their names are in red over on Discord. They will hook you up, set you up, and we'll get you taken care of. The top 10 community leaderboard, which is this brand new thing right now. Andrew Reckman was 1. Then Event Horizon, Brandon from Bardic Aggravation, Duskbreaker, Fredark, Fanboy, Gargoyle, T-Dog, Ginger Steve, and Rawdell. With an honorable mention to Dr. Awesome there at 11, and Chad Garalti, Tassandre, Wolves is in there, Enrique. That's cool. That's such a cool little thing that they added. I don't know. That's really cool. There's some leaderboard. If you see somebody in the chat and they have like this like purple icon with a crown and it says a number next to their name, they are like the biggest chatter of this live stream. It was just crazy, right? Why not release bundles of spells based on level? That's essentially what we'll be doing. We're just designing all the spells and then releasing them. I don't think it'd be good to like bundle them together and release, and the bundle and the release, and we're changing them, and then you know what I'm saying? Because you want to make spells in the big picture. So it is going to be this last update, or this is the last big update, and every update after this is going to be a lot smaller, a lot more polishing off. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, stay creative, think outside the box. Love you guys. Peace.